We are live with our 100th episode, and we're only 6-7 minutes late. I think the stream was going out live, but we weren't quite ready. We're all in the background running around getting things ready for this little party we're about to throw here on the air. We're giving away free prizes, free software, where there's going to be ice cream, there's going to be cake, there's going to be, well, maybe not cake, we'll talk about cake. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff. So this is going to be a fun episode. We thought we would just have a little fun with this 100th episode. Can't believe it's been 100 episodes. So sit back, enjoy, join the party. Lots of giveaways, lots of fun things. We've tried to really pull out all the stops for this show, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Either way, it's going to be a fun time. Thanks for joining us. You're watching Wirecast Live. I'll see you right after the credits. Welcome back to Wirecast Live. Welcome. Tune in from wherever you are. Please chat in the Facebook chat or the comments or on YouTube. Let us know where you're watching from. Please let us know you're out there and joining us. There's a lot of giveaways and prizes to give away on this show. And we need to know that you're out there. There's people actually watching right now so that we can give you free stuff. There's going to be a lot of interactive things. If you want to get involved in some of those, the best place right now is we're pulling data from the Facebook Live feed and the comments. I will read questions on YouTube. I just can't pull in poll questions and things like that. That being said, the prizes and giveaways, those can be entered on Facebook or YouTube. So Trevor's going to be watching those both platforms, and you can type your answer either into the Facebook chat or into the YouTube chat, and we will give you prizes. Trust me, there's going to be some fun stuff to give away. Not everyone will win, but everyone's a winner. And also, if you are new to the show, say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. How many episodes have you watched? Let us know how many what are some of your favorite episodes? I'd love to know that as you are out there. And we've kind of got a plan season 4 coming up here. So there's a lot of things we got to think about. We need your input. Usually every season we redo the show. We do fun things like that. Redo the background, the look of the show. There's a lot to go into it. And of course, we're always looking for new topics and things you want to do that you want us to cover. So please get involved. Let us know in the chat on the YouTube. I see PTZ Optics. Welcome. Congratulations. Thanks. Hi from Edinburgh. And Rate This Record. That's a great name. I'm going to pull up the Facebook Telestream Live. You can find us on Facebook at Telestream Wirecast, or on YouTube at WirecastTube or Wirecast, and on Twitter at Wirecast. So Wirecast, you can tweet at us, you can join the conversation. We also have a great Facebook users group, which Deborah Lee just posted some new cool rules in there to hopefully make it even more democratic and, avoid some of the spammers that maybe kind of were taking advantage of some of this stuff in there. We also have a great email list that you can sign up for and get notified on shows. So I actually like the email list. I'm an email guy. I prefer that a little bit more. I'm not always on the social tubes and checking my social notifications because otherwise it's just too constant. I'm constantly having to check my phone all the time. I rather prefer to check my email once or twice a day, sometimes more than that, and that way I get my updates right in my inbox. So if you're one of those people, this is the place to go. Go to telestream.net/WirecastLive and sign up for our email list. We won't spam you. We just send you information about the show. Occasionally we tell you about cool guests that are coming up or things you may want to know about, but really all around the show and information around the show. So that's the best place to sign up, get notified, and we'll let you know when we're live and what our upcoming guests and topics are. So I'm going to pull up the Facebook comments here, just pulling those in. All right, I see a ton of you joining us on Facebook. Rob, congratulations. Thank you. Paul, Simon, thank you. Watching from Ghana, West Africa. That's amazing, Simon. Thank you. Silvio from Italy. Good to see you. As always, Dave, hola, welcome. Thanks for joining. And we have Anders from Sweden. Wow, we have a bunch of you guys. So this is great. Worldwide audience. Thank you for tuning in. So let's get things started right now. I want to make sure that we kind of kick things off. So what we're going to start with is a very easy question. So this is the ice cream social episode, and there will be ice cream. We want to start with dessert question right here to my left. And this is an important question. So out of these desserts, what's your favorite? I mean, some of you I know these are not all the desserts in the world, but broadly speaking, these categories, do you like pie? Do you like cake? Or do you like ice cream? Now, in order to get your results tallied here in this live poll that we're running, please enter the keyword pie, cake, or ice cream into the Facebook chat, and then we'll be able to tally the results while we're doing that. So let's give me our first live poll. I see just some people. We have Monty says he likes cake. We have Nick pie, and we have one ice cream. Already we're split. The vote is split already, you guys. Rum raisin ice cream. All right, that's 2 for ice cream, 2 for pie, 3 for pie. Looks like pie is pulling ahead here, guys. So while you're answering that, there's a couple other things that you want to know about. What are we going to be giving away on the show today? So there's a couple things. It's really easy to enter to win. So we have 3 prizes that we're giving away. So the first thing in each of these envelopes is a number. It's a number that's randomly written down between 1 and 100. So you can pick anywhere between 1 and 100. And I don't know what's written on the piece of paper inside. Deborah Lee wrote these down. I have no idea what the numbers are. So we'll open them together. We'll find out what the winning numbers are. So first we have a ScreenFlow license, a free ScreenFlow license. I recommend only entering this contest if you have a Mac, or you use a Mac, or you know someone who uses a Mac, because ScreenFlow is Mac-only software. So sorry, PC users, if you don't know anyone or there's no Mac in your life, then this may not be the giveaway you want to focus on. But don't be sad. There's more. We have a free New Blue Tidler Live 4 social license. So you can upgrade your Tidler Live software to get the social pack. That includes cool templates like these polls that we're doing right now. Tidler Live Social allows you to do live Facebook polls. Pretty cool. By the way, it looks like ice cream pulled ahead. Wow, 52% of the vote there. Good job, guys. By the way, you can vote twice if you want. You just type in the keyword again. So next we have our final giveaway today is going to be a Wirecast license. So most of you may already have a Wirecast license, but this may be useful just to throw on a second machine or, again, as a gift. You never know when an extra Wirecast license can come in handy. I find that Wirecast, we often run multiple copies of it because we can pass NDI signals back and forth. I can do cool stuff like pull up a rendezvous conference call on one machine and pass it over the network. In fact, that's one of the ways we'll be using that workflow today. So we'll get into that. Okay, I'm going to declare Ice Cream the winner. So congratulations, Ice Cream. You win. All of you fans out there, looks like Ice Cream is the winner. And then of course, ice cream, of course, goes with pie and goes with cake. It can actually make both of those even better when you add it on top. So ice cream's quite versatile, sort of like the Wirecast of the dessert world. Okay, so let's start with our first giveaway. All right, here's how you enter. Again, just type a number between 1 and 100 into the chat on Facebook or on YouTube. And in just a few moments, we will pick a winner. So we have a video we want to play. And this is a pretty cool video that was shared by one of the social influencers that we love on the show, Miss Sarah Dici. She did a video where she's talking about her new PC that she's set up with Intel. It's an Intel Origin PC, and she's starting to use it for her live streams, particularly to her Patreon members. So you can check her out at Sarah Dici on YouTube, but we're going to play, I think, a clip of the end of her video, basically, where she was talking about the PC that she set up, and the Wirecast software. So big shout out to Sarah, and thanks for mentioning Wirecast on her awesome videos. If you haven't seen them, you should definitely check them out. So we're going to pull up that video, and then when we're back, we're going to pick a winner for our ScreenFlow license. Again, just enter 1 to 100 in the chat. I see some guesses here already, 42, 51. A lot of people hedging their bets with the middle numbers. Tyler Roberts, 27, 35, Monty, Sandy, 22, hi Deb, 73 from Juan and Benneth, Onisum. Okay, keep them coming, guys. I see on YouTube, 47, 61 from Channel 7A, and Walter Peralt, 61. By the way, you can only guess one time on these, sorry. So whatever your first number was, that's what we're going with. Okay, so we're going to roll that video, and we'll be back to announce a winner.
Internet, I'm social mediaing, grabbing content, posting, uploading it, but also the editing side. So in Adobe Premiere, Photoshop, Lightroom, and hopefully coming up more live streams, which I'm diving into right now. And so I'm hopping back into an app I used to use a lot, Wirecast. You can do a lot of things in this live streaming app. I'm gonna try the basics and hop into a live stream. Let's see how this goes. If you don't have a powerful computer, you don't have a good internet connection, live streaming isn't gonna happen. And these apps take a little bit to launch, but I don't think it's gonna take a lot of time to launch on this PC. So it should know. Should be like, oh, Sarah needs this open quick. So this is the template I've been using, or this is what I saved to YouTube live stream. Let's load that up. Well, that was quick. Hey, look, it's me. The stream looks great. It's going at 1080 without any hiccups. Feeling good about it. Everything sounds good. I just tweeted it to like the Twitters. 11 people are watching. So guys, the purpose of this live stream is I'm wanting to do more in the future. The idea is to like niche down a little bit, if that makes sense. I think it's more effective when there's smaller amounts of people in the live streams. So when I'm doing the more tutorial stuff, the people who are in there can get their question answered, if that makes sense. Video and audio is good. Good. Okay. Alright, we did it. We did a successful live stream. This computer has been a major help for me the past couple weeks, and I look forward to kicking off the live streams with it. And then I'm so stoked to get my main gear PC. And you might ask, well, what's gonna happen to this Origin PC that's so amazing once I get my main gear PC? Of course, everything is equipped with the latest Intel Core processors. Well, you'll have to stay tuned to see what I do with it. I'm like tongue-tied. I'm so excited about all this stuff coming out, hanging out with you guys on live streams. Intel, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. And if you guys want to learn more about Intel Optane memory, make sure to check out the link in the description below. And most importantly, stay peachy. Okay, bye.
Okay, so that was a great video. I was watching on Facebook. It was a little behind, so I just wanted to make sure. But thanks again to Sarah. That was awesome. I think that video is amazing. If you guys keep wanting to check out her videos, I highly recommend it. She's just getting into live streaming, and yeah, we'll hopefully be seeing her out at Vid Summit next week, and more Wirecast good stuff from her. Okay, I think it's time to announce a winner. So let's find out what the winning number was inside of our ScreenFlow envelope. Gotta pull it out. Go inside. Pulling it out. L2 now. 27. So I think someone actually guessed that one like right on the money, literally. So our winner is Mr. Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts, you are our winner. Congratulations, great guess there. And you win a free ScreenFlow license. So please reach out to us with your contact information. There you go. ScreenFlow for you, Mr. Tyler Roberts. Thanks for playing, and I think you guys are really crushing it with the guessing. I wonder if we're going to get somebody to guess the number exactly each time. Okay, so while we are queuing up here for our next segment, I would like to start our next prize giveaway. This is going to be for a Tyler Live social upgrade. So if you have Tyler Live, you can do awesome polls. You can do all kinds of great stuff. So enter your number, your guess, again, between 1 and 100. There is a number written on this piece of paper inside this envelope. I don't know what it is. We'll find out together. Guess. Trevor in the background is going to be watching your guesses. You can enter it into YouTube or on the Facebook chat, and we will pick the winner. Okay, so whoever gets closest. If two people get exactly the same distance away from the number or pick the number on the money, then they will both win. Okay, so we promise that no one's going to get left out here if there's two winners or more. Okay, so let's get on with our next poll. While you guys, once you've had a chance to guess your number between 1 and 100 for your Tyler Live social upgrade, I'd like to quickly bring on this poll, which is the type of stuff you can do with social. So first of all, you can bring on cool polls like this. You can grab Facebook and social comments from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter and display them on the screens. Do all kinds of great stuff. And this is going to be a poll we've actually been curious about. Out of these topics, what would you like to see more shows on? So would you like me to see a show on NDI? Would you like to see a show on podcasting? More than that, would you like to see a show on drones? Or would you like to see more shows on Wirecast features and education? So any of those, go ahead and pick one and enter them exactly. So you have to enter NDI to vote for NDI. You have to enter podcasting to vote for podcasting, drones, vote for drones, and features to vote for features. And again, by features, we just mean Wirecast features or shows, more dive in on Wirecast features. So far, NDI is pulling ahead, and we will see who wins with that poll. So while we are voting and while the contest is running, don't forget to enter for your ScreenFlow your New Blue Tyler Live ScreenFlow, New Blue Tyler Live license. We'll open this in just a second. What I want to do is get ready for our next segment, which is to bring on our surprise guest for the episode. So before we do guests, though, I think it's important that we treat guests come on the show with a little bit of a treat. It's the 100th episode. I think we should give them something for their time and their effort, and we should go on a little expedition to get some ice cream. So while you guys are voting and while that poll is going, I see NDI is pulling ahead, I would like to pull up my desktop here, and what I'm going to do is just set up a Wirecast iOS cam. I'm going to open Wirecast Go, and we're going to make sure that we reconnect here in the background. Okay, we're getting that. I'm actually going to pull up, actually what I may need to do is close that real fast. I'm going to disconnect from my headphones here and put in my other microphone, and I just want to make sure you guys are still getting audio. So now let's jump back into Wirecast Go. And we're just going to do this on the local Wi-Fi. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this audio to you guys. So make sure give me a thumbs up that you guys can hear me through this audio. Because it's going to be microphones that are coming through. I'm actually going to now mute my main microphone. So this microphone is going to go mute while I go onto the remote. So I can take this phone out of the studio on a little tour to go get some ice cream. So here we go. Can you hear me? Is the audio still working? Let me know in the chat. Good. All right, guys. So if it's working, we're going to go get some audio. I'm going to disconnect my microphone down here. I don't know if you can see that. I've got this sort of main microphone. Everything's backwards here. So let's disconnect that. And there we go. Audio is now disconnected. And I'm going to disconnect my headphones because I've got my headphones plugged in as well. So I've got to disconnect those. Okay. So with that all done, it's time to go on a little adventure, and we're going to get some ice cream. When we get back, we're going to roll another video, and then we're going to have our surprise guest on. So follow me while I go out of the studio. We're going to say hi to Deborah Lee. And it looks like features is done. It looks like features. You want to see more Wirecast features? Okay, well, you spoke, so we'll try to do more shows on that topic. So we're going to walk through the hallway here, and we have, I believe, nobody grabbed it or stole it. We're going to jump in and grab some ice cream that we tucked away in the freezer. Okay, There's Scott, head of product. We're live right now, Scott. We hid some ice cream here for the 100th episode. There it is from Lazy Dog.
Let's see, you got in here.
We have, I believe, some Swiss orange chip. We have some.
You are so nice.
I know. Unfortunately, I think you're eating Tom's right now.
Oh.
Nice try, Scott. Next time I'll have to remember to get him some too. He's doing dishes though, so maybe he earns them out. We'll have to bring him some. All right. So guys, we're gonna go back to the studio. We're gonna take our ice cream and we're going to give it to
just over the ear kind of deal.
All right. So here we go. We're gonna start with Miss Deborah Lee, the person who's running the show, runner. So Deborah Lee, I believe yours is the one with the nuts, right? You requested chocolate almond. I think that's it. There you go. And yeah, be careful. You don't want to, I guess, get those all over the keyboard. It looks like that's going to get messy.
I'm not.
Trevor, what flavor do you like?
What do we got here? Let's see.
I think you have a choice between milk chocolate or dark chocolate Swiss orange chip.
That looks like milk chocolate.
Okay.
I'll go with that one.
All right.
Thank you.
No worries. And when we get back, we're going to be all set up with our surprise interview guest, who is actually standing here right now. So we'll get set up with some ice cream. And we are now going to just go back. So what I'd like to do is actually roll a video. Actually, I'm going to pull this up here. I want to roll a video. So we're going to roll this new tutorial. You guys voted for features. So this is a great feature video that was just done by our friend Mike Russell over at Music Radio Creative. And he did an awesome job on an audio tutorial. So let's roll that clip. When we get back, we'll be back with our surprise guest and an interview.
In this video, I'll show you how to make your audio sound better in Wirecast Pro. So here I am inside Wirecast Pro. No, I mean it, really. Here I am inside Wirecast Pro. And I'm going to show you how to improve your audio using native effects only available in the Pro version of Wirecast. So let's go in first of all. Now we've got our visual set up. We've got our Scarlett 2i2 as an audio shot here on a secondary layer. And I'm going to go into the window menu and look for my audio mixer. This will show me, whoop, over there, the Scarlett 2i2 USB audio is a live source. It's currently going out live on the stream. And these are my output levels as well. So as you can see, I'm going down at quite a low level between -12 and -6 dB. That is fine as a starting point, but now we can start adding in effects if you're using the Pro version of Wirecast. What would I recommend? Well, not delay unless you're doing something sci-fi, because as you'll hear, it sounds rather bizarre and rather alien to have delay on your voice. But hey, you might need that for something you're doing. So delay is there as a feature. You can change the amount of delay so it can be wider or tighter, whatever you fancy. Dynamics is my favorite for improving the sound of your voice. Let me add it, and I'll show you how to set it up as well.
Are we scooted?
Are we scooted?
And we can change the
Not
threshold,
scooted yet?
turn it down to
Jeez.
about -25, ratio up to 3:1. These are just my settings. Your mileage may vary. Turn the output up so it's quite a bit louder,
All right.
and you'll hear there now that I'm sounding good. Attack down
How's it
to the
look,
minimum,
Beverly? Is this good?
release down to about 50
Closer?
milliseconds, and that's kind of where I
Our
would start
chairs
with this.
are touching.
Next,
basically
I can
touching,
put some gating on, which will turn off the audio
Wanna
whenever
zoom
I
out a
go
little bit?
silent, so
Thank you, sir.
any room noise will be obliterated. Turning the threshold up ever so slightly to around -30 to start with.
Looks good.
Attack
Thank
down to
you.
minimum and
It's
release
not
down
really
to
possible to
100
get
can't
milliseconds.
sit on his lap.
The room will go completely silent.
You got yours?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's gating in action. Set
much
it
time we
too
got on the
aggressively,
video?
though. It's going to start cutting off my words like this. And, oh,
We're about halfway.
hello.
Okay.
Now,
Cool.
to really hear my audio.
And my audio is okay,
-25
Beverly?
to
How's our audio?
-30 is where you want that. And now
Okay.
you've got gating, you've got everything sounding really, really good. on next, and we'll go to the
Where are they winning?
de-esser. De-esser is particularly good. If we go into the cog here, threshold of -30 is good. Set the frequency in your voice where you're most sibilant. I know for me it's 6,000, but you can record some sample audio into Adobe Audition, analyze it with a spectral frequency display, go like that, and see the frequency where you are sounding most sibilant. Set up a de-esser. It will just help you to get rid of those high-end treble sounds that distort and sometimes interfere with the ear quite a bit. Next we'll go in, we'll look at EQ. Again, a very rudimentary EQ here, but I like quite a bit of high-end, so maybe a decibel increase there, maybe half a decibel of mid-range, and a tiny bit of bass, but not too much. Really, we don't want to go nuts with the EQ. After that, you've got loudness. If you're conforming to loudness standards, you might want to add this in and say, I want it at 9.6, or usually it's 16 dB for streaming purposes. But for me, I'm going to remove that. These three are pretty much enough for me. You've got another limiter if you want to limit your audio, so stop it from going above a certain dB level. That's always handy. Multiband compression, pretty hardcore. Usually you use this for music to compress different frequencies in your audio. Can end up giving the listener a headache, so I can either remove it, or of course you can mute out any of these effects by clicking the mute icon like so. And then we'll go into noise reduction. Cog here to open up the settings down to 0% or up to 100%. Obviously, adding noise reduction reduces the quality of your audio. Use with caution, only really if you're working from a noisy environment. Again, this is something I wouldn't usually go for. My three settings would be dynamics, DS, and EQ. And just to look again at the dynamic settings, these are my settings. Your mileage may vary, but feel free to start from this point and help your audio sound better using Wirecast Pro. Now, of course, if you find any other techniques, feel free to let me know about them in the comments to this video. And really enjoyed doing this video. If you'd like to see more tutorials on Wirecast or indeed ScreenFlow, great bit of software I use to edit my on-screen tutorials, let me know down below in the comments about that too.
Can you just hover your mouse? All right, we are back, and I am joined by my surprise guest, Mr. Tom Breen, the product manager. And we are eating some ice cream from a local ice creamery, Lazy Dog Ice Cream. I think they make literally some of the best ice cream that you can get in Northern California. They do all their own handmade, and they come up with these cool flavors. So I think we got you. We're both eating Swiss orange chip, but you're eating
dark chocolate.
The dark chocolate, and I've got the milk chocolate, and they're both, I think, awesome. I think I'm a little jealous though. Dark chocolate.
The dark
really
is good. Yeah.
Oh, so put this on your rotation when you go to Lazy Dog.
Oh well, jeez.
Okay, so guys, I think we have a winner to announce, and then Tom and I are going to get into kind of a conversation, and you guys, of course. One of the cool things about the 100th episode of Wirecast Live is we thought we would have the product manager for Wirecast. And Tom, you've been at Telestream longer than I have. You were here before I got here and had just taken over Wirecast, I think, just a few months before I started.
Wirecast 4.
Wirecast 4, that's right. Remember those days. So we have napkins, too, if we spill here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is announce our winner. You guys have been very patient. So first, the winner. This is for a Tyler Live social upgrade, where you can do cool stuff like grab live comments from all three platforms. You can do live polls. I think I've mentioned this several times on the show already today. Number 59. And our winner, who was closest, was Mr. Lutz Conius, who guessed 56. He was within 3. Nice job, Lutz. Congratulations. So Yay. Let us know your email. I think we have it somewhere, but I think you've run a t-shirt before, so we can probably get in touch with you and let you know where the next where to send your license. But if just in case, reach out to us and we'll make sure you get that Tyler Live 4 social license. Okay, so let's take a few moments. If you have questions for Tom or about Wirecast in general, he's really the guy. So he's his baby, and you've been taking care of it for almost over 5 years now.
Yep.
So Tom, tell us maybe before we get into that, what is your background? Where did you start before you came to Wirecast and started managing the product? What were you doing before that?
Well, my career in technology started almost 20 years ago at Adobe, and I had several positions there over 10 years, including the Acrobat group and the Creative Suite group.
Okay.
And I was in the first the first ebooks effort that they had using encrypted PDF. And after that, I moved into the Creative Suite group for a while, for 3 years, managing part of that effort. And then I went back to the resurrection of ebooks just as they were becoming much more popular. Back when I started, there was no market for ebooks. It was literally zero. And by about 8 or 9 years later, it started to be a real option for readers.
Got it.
And now it's a huge, $500 million market with ebooks.
It is.
It's a lot of fun. I read a lot of ebooks myself still.
Is Adobe still a big player in that space?
It still is. Well, what I did was a license serving micro-transaction server that sold tokens, basically.
Got it.
For each of the ebooks. So that's kind of where Adobe plays in the background
Interesting.
of ebooks, not in the front line. Although when I was there in the early days, I did manage an ebook store for Barnes & Noble that Adobe was backing for Barnes & Noble. So that was great fun. And then finally, after I left Adobe, I went to Autodesk. And in the consumer group at Autodesk, not the
enterprise publishing.
Not the architect-based stuff, mainly managing content for architects, 3D models. It was a content business, web-based, and that was a lot of fun. And then I found out there was a technology company up here in the backwoods of Grass Valley in Nevada City. And I started at Telestream a little over 5 years ago.
Yeah. So that's quite a journey and quite a breadth of experience. What what was it like working at Adobe? How was it different from Telestream, or what kind of stood out to you about working at Adobe back when you were there?
Well, any large company, of course, has a different kind of culture than a smaller company. I like smaller companies. I've been at a few, but even prior to Adobe. But Adobe is really interesting. A lot of creative people there, as you can imagine. Everybody from the typeface developers to the digital imaging folks in both video and in photography, Photoshop. They're all incredibly talented, smart. It was a great, fun experience. While I was there, we purchased Macromedia. We brought into the mix this whole new web orientation. There was a little bit of a culture clash there because Macromedia was south of Market in San Francisco in a warehouse, very different than the corporate offices in downtown San Jose of Adobe. But that was worked out after a couple of years because both groups, it was really a good marriage of the companies, both creative.
It really set them up for the next 10 years at least. I remember that the taking over of Flash and Dreamweaver and some of the other stuff. I think was Macromedia, I always get them confused with Media 100s because when I was doing editing on the early days, I'm not sure if that was Macromedia or not, but definitely Flash, I think, and all that came from, and that really, again, dominated the web for maybe more than 10 years, 15, 20 years almost. So pretty impressive. Well, cool. So I see a couple of people joining us online that are saying hi. Rob Munzing says hi, and Lutz.
Hi, Rob.
You probably saw Lutz out at IBC while you were there. One of our longtime viewers here and great Wirecast user. So Silvio from Italy, who's been joining us, says, Macromedia, I forgot about this glorious brand. Macromedia it really was quite a powerhouse back in the day. And Adobe kind of, I think, stood on their shoulders for some of the stuff that they then...
Well, in some ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, again, it was because of the culture change and the change in the late 1990s with the orientation towards the web, and then into the 2000s. That was, I think, we purchased Macromedia about 2005. So it had an opportunity to really come out with some great products, and had a very good young web type of employee base, and it was really an interesting combination.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. So I think what kind of transitioning your time here at Telestream and Wirecast 4 and through 5 and 6 and kind of moving now on to today, where we're actually, you just released the Wirecast 11 beta, which we
Right.
can talk about in a second. Wirecast 11 is looking pretty exciting. Why don't you kind of give us, what was it like coming in to take over this product line? What was it that you immediately struck you about, Wirecast as a product, and kind of, and what's guided your sort of thoughts in shaping its development from the last, now almost 7 versions?
Well, I came, as I mentioned, I came into Telestream and Wirecast without the maybe typical video background that someone might have at a company in our industry now.
Right.
I did business development, I did product management, I did evangelism, I did all sorts of things at Adobe, and Autodesk, and that really helped set me up for a great experience being able to lead a product. Now, I mean, the typical product manager complaint is you have all the responsibility, but none of the power to get things done.
Yeah, it's like a product management by consensus. You're not a dictator. You're a manager. You're a guide. You guide. You suggest. You kind of have to make tough calls. But sometimes it's also just about managing personalities and managing team members too, and making sure that everyone can work together to get things out on time.
Right. It's my responsibility to set up the roadmap, but it's also then negotiating with engineering and with QA in terms of how much time some particular feature or set of features will take. When can we get these out? Can we stick to a date, please?
Right.
That's the one thing that I've really I'm proud of actually at Telestream, because we didn't miss we haven't missed a release until this spring, when we were off of a few weeks. So it's tough kind of turning that ship toward let's all go in the same direction. Let's get the release done on time on this day.
Right.
And that's been a great challenge, but it's also been rewarding because it gets everybody on the same team going in the same direction.
Yeah. Deadlines are really important. I think they're very unifying for team members, and as long as they're realistic, and at least you're being realistic about what you can get in or get out. And I think you've been good about setting realistic expectations for the team, and then listening when the team thinks there's a problem with the date or with the amount of features that we're trying to get in by that date.
Engineering doesn't always feel it's reasonable.
That's fair enough.
I have to say that.
So they would always like a lot more time, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, forever.
Yeah.
We can make it perfect. We can still make it better.
Right.
Let's keep going on this one thing.
You got to ship at some point. So do you feel, we don't actually publicize dates out, in advance. We don't generally make those public, but, with betas, we've kind of given this new sort of philosophy that once you see the beta, you kind of know we're pretty close to a release, because we don't leave betas out on the shelf for too long, typically.
Well, for the first few versions that I was here, it was, let's get a bunch of features together. Let's all aim toward, a date in the future as to when we can put all these features together and release them as a paid upgrade.
Right.
And that really wasn't working well, I don't think. I mean, because we couldn't keep up with some of the technologies that were coming out, or some of the features that we wanted to develop we were done with them, and then we were on to other features, but we couldn't release those features that were done because we had this philosophy of long lead time for releases. I think we've really changed that model now. We're coming out with releases as I'm sure everybody you've mentioned on the show, and everybody may realize, we're coming out about once a quarter with a major release. That's allowed us to go from Wirecast 8 last September to 10 this September, and 11 is coming out at the end of October, and that's something that we don't need to keep secret or whatever. Wirecast 12 will be in Q1. So what we want to do with public beta, we had an insiders forum, and I think like Rob was on the insiders forum. There's been several people that I think we had something close to 100 people on the forum, but it really was power users that often had such complex workflows. It wasn't necessarily for the everyday users. So when we started to change our release cycles to be more agile, we changed our philosophy towards betas. So now we're posting betas. 10 had a beta 1 and a beta 2. 11 will probably just have this single beta that came out this week. And they're put on our public forum, on our community forum, and anybody can download it, use it, post comments, because we there's no formal bug process. You just make your comments into the forum. The engineers and QA and product managers look it over to see what we can fix in the time frame we have to go, what might need to be pushed off, and so forth. So it's been really fun, actually, to do it this way. There's constant development, constant customer interaction. It's just been a really interesting, fun year, a little over a year now that we've been doing it.
Yeah, I think that it's a really cool model. I think we've already gotten a lot of feedback. In fact, the very first renewals are coming in now as with Wirecast as a subscription. So, for the first time ever, somebody who owned Wirecast is now just renewing for constant updates and at just a really low rate, $99 a year, which just is like $8.50 a month or something.
Right. Let me explain how we got there and the advantages of that.
Okay.
Again, with our move towards a more quick churn of features, fixes, updates, and so forth, we wanted to get away from this whole idea of a paid upgrade so that we could come out more quickly. So we came up with a support subscription, so a standard support subscription that's part of the original price that you pay for Wirecast. That subscription is in play for 12 months, and all the versions and updates and fixes that we release within that 12-month period, you get for free, which is a pretty good deal.
It is a good deal.
At the end of that time, there's no paid upgrade. You pay another $99, and you're good for the next 12 months of revisions, updates, fixes, and so forth. And you just keep doing that into the future. So once you're bought into the current licensing platform that we have, that we introduced with Wirecast 8, then it's just $99 a year to keep up to date with all the latest features, technologies that we're adding, all sorts of things, and some fun things too.
Yeah, well, one of the Rob says he loves the way that we listen to end users, and his example here is the fact that we just added stingers in the version 11, which is in beta right now. But you can go check it out. It's on the Telestream forum. Tom just posted a link with all the cool new features that are coming in 11. And one of them is new custom transitions or stingers, which allow you to basically wipe through, from one camera to the next with a cool animation or a video clip that just kind of pops in and out with maybe a sound effect or something like that, and can really kind of spice up your live streams. That was something that we've wanted to add for some time, and we've got a lot of requests for. So I think, listening to end users is a really important piece of the product development, but it's not the only piece. So can you kind of talk a little bit about how you balance user requests versus sort of guiding the product into sort of where you see it needing to go, just to stay current? Because users may not always get the last word, right, on when you take things.
That's true, but we have several different types of bug lists, and we try to get to the more serious problems that we can, the most asked for features, for example. Maybe we can even come up with something that users haven't thought about. For example, in 11, if you're a Mac user, and on the touch bar now on a MacBook, you can do switching. So
that's pretty cool.
That's not something that was a big customer ask, but it's also a fun thing. And the lead engineer wrote it on a plane trip from Europe to San Francisco, so it was just kind of his pet thing.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and it's fun to add that, and it didn't really add any time to our development. He was on vacation. Any time to our development or QA process. So that's always good. We do listen. I mean, there's lots of posts on the forum that we continue to look at. We've had some users who've done lots and lots of work to really test drive I should say even more than that, just really beat on Wirecast and send in bug reports and comments from the forum, around the forum. So we do listen to all of that, and we try to slot it in what we can. Sometimes it's user error; they don't quite understand a piece of the software, and they report it as a bug. But generally speaking, the bug process is very good. We do listen, and the forum works for us. So do the beta. So try out the beta.
Yeah,
of
definitely.
11.
That's a great place to get feedback in early because there's still time to change things that could be adjusted or fixed or updated and upgraded.
Right, and because these updates are free, if we can't get it into 11 on a quick turn, then we'll get it into 12. That'll, after the first of the year, you'll have that in your hands. So, that we're trying to be as transparent as possible. Go, quick development, get those things in. If we can't do it in this particular version, we'll do it a couple months later in the next version.
Yeah, I think, so it's a lot. This new development cycle, we can get features out a lot faster than we were ever able to before. So there's a much faster turnaround time between something that's requested heavily and by the time it can get into Wirecast. Now, you always have to balance introducing new features and then going back and, because you never get them 100% right the first time. You always have to circle back in and make improvements and figure out what's working and what's not working and then add things. So things like Rendezvous, things like our web services, those will continue to get refinements that are needed. So you have to kind of strike a balance between introducing new things and then refining and improving the things that have been introduced.
Right, absolutely. We absolutely try to do that. There was a lot of feedback on Rendezvous when it first came out. We listened to it and continued to work on it until it's a much better feature today. You mentioned the web services,
right?
Restreaming and live captioning really just came out with 10 about 5-6 weeks ago. And, it's the restreaming aspect of it. We have several customers already on the restreaming aspect, sending one stream to our cloud and then dispersing it to a number of destinations. Live captioning, I just came back from Europe, and live captioning for live streaming was very popular. Of course, they want lots of languages.
Right.
We currently work with the protocol called 608, and it doesn't give us a lot of flexibility in languages, but it definitely is meeting a need for people that want closed captions.
Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff coming out. So keep involved. I think 11 is just around the corner, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, you can check it out early and start testing Stinger transitions and the MacBook Touch Bar, which actually I'm excited to start trying. Maybe we can do a live show on that and show you guys how that works. I think it's time, Tom, maybe you can do the honors. We can start our final giveaway contest. So Tom is going to give away a Wirecast license here on the show to one of you lucky viewers. Now, as I said, many of you probably already have Wirecast, but those of you who don't, you should definitely enter. And finally, I find that actually having a couple copies of Wirecast is really handy because it's often very handy to fire up a Wirecast on one computer or system and share content between systems. Like right now, we, just the way we did this this Wirecast cam shot was because we're not on the same network. I was able to pull my Wirecast cam shot into a Wirecast locally on my machine, which I am on the same network with, and then we could feed that right out to another Wirecast system and capture it. And so you can do that through NDI, you can do that through capture cards. There's so much flexibility when you have two systems, and other times you actually want to have a second system with Wirecast. Maybe sometimes it's just spinning up a camera that you've duplicated and you're outputting that as like an ISO independent NDI source. So that's a great way to kind of individually select sources and then output them on your network when you don't want to output your program mix from your main feed. So a couple copies can be really handy. So for one lucky winner, pick a number between 1 and 100 and enter it into the chat on Facebook or YouTube. I see, Kevin, you entered it at 55, number 55. We have another guess at 27. I think, Christopher, somebody already guessed 27. I'd be surprised if 27 is going to come up again. Maybe we'll let you change your guess there.
How about 13?
Tom guessing 13. We have Wally guessing 35. Silvio going all the way with 100. And Michael Rodriguez also 100. And Paul Leary 100. Wow. If this ends up being 100, We're gonna have to give away several copies of Wirecast here. I think this is gonna be
Uh-oh.
tricky. Okay, so we'll pull this number. I think we'll open this. It's written on a piece of paper in this envelope. I don't know what it is. Tom doesn't know what it is. We're gonna find out together with you guys in just a minute. While you guys are entering your numbers, we're gonna throw up our last poll, which is provided by a Tyler Live social overlay. So our last poll for the day is, we're curious to know, how often would you like to see us live streaming? So let's pull that poll up and we'll put it on screen. It may block my face or whatever. We'll see where it comes on. Deborah Lee will throw that on in a second. But we're curious, how many times is a good time to live stream? 1 time a week, 1x, 2 times a week? You can type in 2x, or 3 or more, 3x. So if you like more live streams, let us know. What's the right number we should be live streaming every week? I'm a little curious to see if you think more is better, or if you think we're doing the right thing at once a week on Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. Okay, while you guys are voting, Tom and I are going to open this number, and Trevor is going to come in and let us know who got the closest. So Tom, why don't you do the honors?
All right.
Who is the lucky winner for a free Wirecast license?
It is 73.
73. I think I saw a 77 in there a little while back. So that's a 78 and a 79. Ooh, a 70, Anders. I think the 70 and the 78 might, no, 77. Okay, so they're 4 away. The 70 is closer. I think they may have gotten the closest. I see, ooh, a 69. Oh, Broadcast Cooper Scully. I think you might be the winner here. 73, you hit it right on the money. Broadcast Cooper Scully.
That's great.
That's a great
73 was a good year, right?
I have Ashley Gurry as well. They have 77. Trevor, I think we have a Broadcast Cooper Scully. I think they may have won there.
73?
On
Is that the
YouTube.
number?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think they won.
I got pulled into this one.
All right, no worries. So it's okay. So we're going to give it to Broadcast Cooper Scully on YouTube. Reach out to us at Facebook or on Twitter at Wirecast. Let us know, just confirm that we can get you that free license. So congratulations. You just won yourself a free copy of Wirecast. I think it's a Wirecast Studio license. So that is a $700 value. Not bad.
Wow.
Not bad. Okay, so any last questions for Tom before we let him go and get back to his real job? If you have them, type them in. By the way, I think the poll is in. Everyone says they only want to see once a week. They're good with please don't stream anymore. We don't need any more streams from you. So, okay, message received. So appreciate that. Thanks for joining. Thanks for participating in the poll, you guys. That was great. All right, so I think I'm not seeing any direct questions for Tom, except maybe a couple things like I'd love to see more in-depth tutorials on Wirecast Cam. That's really for me.
Yeah.
I can do more of that. I saw one where someone was asking for Facebook comments built into the app. So
one thing, I will bring up a couple of Facebook-related things real fast.
Sure.
So with Wirecast 11, you'll see, if you're using the beta, that we've integrated with Facebook donations. So you can be part of a charity that you can receive donations now and set that up through Wirecast. Let's see,
so
what
that's
else?
going to be 11, the charity donation API.
And then we've started on a project on polling, Facebook polling.
Cool.
So that's down the line in 12. So
okay, so some Facebook polling, and we're having to talk a little bit more about Facebook chat integration. Not quite at the moment. Tyler Live Social is really your best option for that, or you can do a screen capture of the comments on the screen.
do you have an extra minute here?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that the audience is aware that we've done something for Microsoft Office 365.
Oh yeah, we did do a show on this.
Oh, did you?
We
Okay,
did.
all right.
Yeah. But if you want to talk real quick about this,
Well, just Wirecast S is now an offering through Office 365 through the app called Microsoft Stream, and you can create. We have a little bit different way of getting into using Wirecast through Wirecast S. It's template based in the as soon as you open up and you start to get into setting up a broadcast. We did that for corporate users who may not be as video savvy as maybe all of you are. we think it's quite an easy way to start live streaming.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great point. Yeah, you can go back and watch that episode. It's all about Wirecast S. We did an in-depth tutorial live here on the show. I think it's the best tutorial at the moment that we've produced. We're working on a more in-depth filmed one, but that's to be coming out in a little bit. We were waiting a little bit for some more UI changes from Microsoft end. I think there was a couple adjustments they were going to make. We're going to film that and put out a new version, but that is a great way to get your streams to your office or your network. So if you work in a corporate environment or you work behind a firewall and you need a good way to communicate video, Microsoft Stream is fantastic for that. It's kind of like the YouTube for your Office 365 account, and everyone can share. You can set permissions. There's chat. There's and they introduce live streaming. So it's a really, really easy way to live communicate, broadcast to your whole company. So we've started actually using that here at Telestream. We use Microsoft Stream and Wirecast for all of our corporate communications that are company-wide or focused on specific departments. We will record and stream the videos and then post them so people can watch them on demand right within our network, and it's really cool. I was talking with some other companies like Walmart and Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're all kind of talking about Microsoft Stream. They're looking into it, so it's up and coming, and Wirecast S is the perfect tool for that. It's a lot cheaper than regular Wirecast.
It's a subscription within Office 365. So.
Yeah, so you can subscribe to it, and it just only streams to that or Microsoft Azure, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So, well, Tom, thank you so much. I think it's really fun of you to come on the show and have some ice cream with us and talk.
I like the ice cream part.
We had to bribe him to come on this show. No, he was great. So, Tom, thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
It was great. All right, guys, we are going to be right back. We are going to roll one more sort of quick video here that... Actually, it's not going to be a video. It's going to be a teaching session. So give me a second to get set up. I'm going to cut to my desktop. We're going to get Tom unmiked. I'm going to be back here on my desktop, and we're going to do a last teaching session. And, yeah, we will close out the show after that. So see you so long, Tom.
Right.
Pull up. Oh, there we go. I'm going to pull up my screen here, and I want to just show you guys a very handy thing you may not know about Wirecast. So you guys... In the feature poll, you said you wanted to see more Wirecast tutorials and features. So here is a cool one that you may not know is in Wirecast right now. I'm going to get myself off the screen there so you can see the frozen frame of me sitting down. Okay, so this is a really simple, easy tool to make your timelines in Wirecast cleaner, more easy to distinguish, and just visually, just a little more appealing. So go up to the Wirecast preferences, and right here under General, so you're going to go to the General ones, you're going to check this box right here, Show Master Layer Colors. Okay, and check this out. We're going to zoom back in. Now, notice that on my master layer, this shot suddenly became light blue. If I add another one, let's just add a, color background here, just a solid color. Also light blue. Okay, let's go to the second layer. Let's add a camera shot. Blackmagic camera. And pull that in, light gray. Interesting. Now we're going to go to layer 3. We're going to add, say, another camera shot, the Ultra Studio Mini Recorder. Orange. Huh, that's curious. Why could it be orange? Let's go on to the next one. Let's just do master layer 4. Whoops. A little big there. We're going to jump in and add an audio shot here. That one is red. And then finally, we're going to add a media file. And we're going to grab the Wirecast logo. And that one is dark blue. So check it out, guys. We now have color badging for all of the layers on your your shot list. So I'm just gonna grab this here. So now you can all shots on master layer 1 are color coded light blue. All shots on master layer 2 are sort of this gray. Then we have orange. I'm just gonna, or yellowish orange, mustard color maybe. A red, and then a dark blue. So as you get familiar with this, it's going to be a lot easier to visually tell what shots, between your layers. You're not going to get as confused anymore, because if it's blue or light blue, you'll kind of think of those more of your higher layers, your titles, your graphics, your bugs, and things like that. You'll start thinking of your cameras more in the yellow or orange or red. And maybe your audio more in and backgrounds in the kind of the red and the dark blue. Once you kind of start to get familiar with this. Now, this matches the color coding from the X Keys controller. So if we go and jump to the Wirecast for X Keys controller, you'll notice here, light blue is the color code for the buttons on master layer 1, gray, mustard, yellow, red, dark blue. So this, if you have this controller, this is a great way to visually associate the layers on Wirecast with the buttons on the controller. And it's a great way to, even if you don't have this controller, to just easily tell the difference between shots on different master layers. So that is a cool trick that you can turn on in your preferences to kind of make your Wirecast timeline a little more colorful, a little more visually distinct, and to tell shots on different layers apart from each other. So I hope that was a helpful little tip for you guys. That was what I want to end on, and you can see kind of color and ice cream and sort of having fun today were sort of our goals. And I hope this was a fun episode for you guys. Congratulations to all of you winners. Thanks for participating in our polls. We may be back next week. We had Jeff Sia scheduled for Thursday next week, but I will be out of town down at Vid Summit. So I may have to either reschedule that show with him, or we may have to do a pre-taped interview and then roll it out on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. Keep you posted. The best way to find out, of course, is to go to our email list and subscribe, and we'll email you out. We'll also post it on social media. So if you're following us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, you will definitely find out about it, and we'll update you. So these are the places you can sign up and follow us and get notified. Silvio says, oh my gosh, simple, but it's a killer feature. I'm glad you like that. Cool. A couple other people, you already use it and you like it. Nice job. What version is that available for? I believe it came out in 10. So, oh, another thing, if you're a Mac user and you updated to Mojave, Wirecast 11 is the officially supported version for Mojave. So if you're a Mac user, you can use the hotfix in 10.1, but I think the sort of the more stable and fully vetted version for Mac OS Mojave is going to be Wirecast 11. So you may want to get up to date there. All right. Thanks so much again for tuning in for this 100th episode. Can't believe it's been 100 episodes. Thanks so much to Trevor, Deborah Lee, everyone in the background who helped make this show possible. This is our partner page, and we want to say thanks to all of these folks. And as always, thanks to you, the viewers, for making the show possible. Getting choked up a little bit here. Hopefully we'll have another 100 episodes to go. So we'll see you next time, and stay posted. Yeah, it'll either be a rescheduled show, or we will do a tape interview for next week's show with Jeff Sia. I'm excited to talk to him. It's going to be fun. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time with another episode of Wirecast Live.